we don't get that anymore. We don't get that. Look at it. I just had to call a hotel in in New York City to book a room, and it took me 3 times.
Hello, Chef Marcus Guiliano here.
And Jamie.
And I'm your chef on a mission.
And I guess I'm the chef's mission's wife.
You're on the mission with me. We're on the same
mission.
We're on the same mission. Our mission. So today's mission is business. And I've done videos on this before. We've done videos on this before. And I saw a great post yesterday on a business website that has, 150,000 entrepreneurs on it. And there's this one guy on there, this influential guy who coaches businesses. And he's like, basically says the best thing is just pick up the phone, call on the phone, right? The best customer service. And this is so true, people. People don't understand how answering the phone or making a phone call is the best thing you can do for your business.
Interesting.
It's the best thing.
It is.
It's the single
because
best
it's
thing.
Customer service.
Yeah.
And we don't get that anymore. We don't get that. Look at it. I just had to call a hotel in in New York City to book a room, and it took me 3 times to get through to somebody.
3 times to get through.
It hung up on me twice, and then it took 3 times.
Now, we really wanted to stay at that hotel, so we kept calling back. But the average person
wouldn't call back. So if you're calling a restaurant and your staff hangs up on you, or somebody else,
or it's before hours, after hours,
they're not going to call you back.
This drives me crazy. Now, this thing revolutionized our business after year 1. This really revolutionized our business. Friends of ours were at our bar, and must have been 11 o'clock at night, and their phone rings, and they answered their cell phone in their business name. And we're like, what are you doing? And they're like, well, the phones are forwarded, and this person needed help. It was 11 o'clock at night. He needed a question answered. So we're like, that's awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
That's really awesome.
Wow, they're answering the phones. And we said, immediately, how did you do that?
How'd you do that?
How'd you do that? We are going to do it. And literally, within seconds, we did it.
We did it.
And then that was it.
So a lot of times people want to give you business. They're calling you. A phone call is the single best way to do business. That's where people are going to, where you can explain yourself, where you have somebody on the phone. When you have somebody on the phone, it's like walking into a store, a wine shop. The owner hands you a bottle of wine, tastes it, you like it, and hands you a new bottle. It's hard to put that new bottle back because you have possession of it, right? When a customer calls you, a guest calls you,
they're calling you for a reason. They want something. They wouldn't be calling you if they didn't want something.
You have possession of that customer now to make a sale.
You have to sell them.
You have to convert them and make a sale.
Yep.
So we now forward the phones when we leave our building at night. They go to our phones. If we're not available, they go to a staff member's phone. But they always go to somebody who can answer the phone and take a reservation. We're always prepared to take a reservation. Now, do people call in the middle of the night?
They do.
People call at 2 in the morning. Not often.
Not often. It's annoying, but...
It's annoying.
But, you know what? It's business. And sometimes they just think they're leaving a message.
Or sometimes they get home...
And they forgot their cell phone. Or they want to know...
A wallet.
They want to know that it was there. And if I can tell them and put them at ease before they go to sleep at night, I have no problem doing that. That's what customer service is about. Putting somebody at ease, making them feel comfortable, giving them the reason to come to you.
Yep, exactly. Now, a lot of you restaurateurs don't want to do this because you're like, I want to leave my business aside. Pay somebody to answer the phone. Pay somebody to answer the phone. And if it's an emergency, that person can get a hold of you. All right? So if it's somebody that needs to totally have to speak to you, they can get a hold of you and have some kind of a system. We have staff members that are willing to take the phone. Like if we're not available, we have a staff member that says, I'll answer the phones because she knows she can convert people. She can take reservations and she can make things happen on the phone right then and there. Tell the story of how you went into a theater once.
So this was before we started transferring phones.
No, you were transferring phones.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
This was before we were transferring phones to staff members' phones. So the phones were forwarded to my cell phone. I went into the movie theater with our children, and of course where
Matinee.
I was, it was a matinee. Of course where I was down in a basement. That's where the theater was, and there was no cell phone service in there. So I walked out of the theater and I had a message from somebody who wanted to book a party with us. And I immediately called them right back. And be careful. Before I called them back, they had already booked a place for a funeral. So it was for a luncheon after a funeral, and they needed to know right there and then where they were going in a day, the next day, I think it was. And they booked somewhere else. They apologized.
Because we were their first call.
We would rather have come to you, but we've already booked somewhere else. So you can lose business too by not answering your phone, because people today do not have patience. There's no patience for anything, and they want to know, and they want instant gratification, and they want to know right now where they're going for dinner, where they're going for Easter brunch, where they're going for Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, holidays, where they're going Saturday night for dinner. They want to know. If they can't make a reservation at that moment, they're going to try somewhere else because they want to know.
Right. I called somebody yesterday to get a legal consultation for an issue that we're working on. Nothing bad or anything, but I needed some legal advice. And the lady answers the phone, and it's that, and it's a California company, and she goes, can I schedule you a free consultation? I said, sure. Thinking, and she goes, how about Thursday at 3:30? And this is Tuesday. By Thursday at 3:30, I'm going to have found another company. I'm going to be doing business with somebody else by Thursday.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happening. I don't have 3 days to wait, 2 days to wait.
If something needs to be answered right there and then, I need it now.
Right. So you called, I can't stand this, and a lot of you can relate to this. You called AT&T, right?
Oh, yeah.
To try to, you go through all these things where you press this button if you have this. If you're calling about this, press this. If it's an iPhone, if it's an iPad, press this. The person who answers the phone has no idea what you need.
Nope.
And you just answered 5 questions. They're not using the data that you just punched in to get you to the right person. The person asked you the same questions. If that's the case, just answer the phone to begin with.
And then I got on the phone with them. She knew my number.
Yeah.
And the phone hung up, and she never called back.
Never call back.
So, unfortunately, there are businesses that you have to do business with because that's what you
AT&T and
you
Verizon,
use.
Sprint.
But,
there's only so many companies you can use out there.
and I'm going to call them back, but that was annoying.
Very annoying.
Because I wanted my issue resolved right there. I didn't want to wait. So.
Right then and there.
Yeah.
So if you have any customer service experiences that you can relate to, leave a comment. If you're a business owner and you have some advice
or tips for us or for other people.
For the people watching this, leave a comment, please. And if you do forward your phones and you have a success story, leave that as well too. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano.
And Jamie.
Thanks for watching.
Have a great day.
Please share, like.